Attention, Vikings fans, a bombshell has dropped behind the scenes in Minnesota, threatening to shake the roster just as the season kicks off. A promising talent who had been carving out a name around the league now faces a controversial suspension that raises urgent questions about behavior, responsibility, and the team's immediate outlook. The NFL's ruling, internal reactions, and the fallout for the upcoming weeks are far from mere cold statistics. They involve trust, reputation, and the mounting pressure for results in a squad that aspires for more. Welcome! Show your support for the Vikings by hitting 100 likes on today's video. Jordan Addison, one of Minnesota's key offensive weapons, has been suspended for 3 games by the NFL due to violating the league's substances of abuse policy. This recent disciplinary action sidelines Addison for the season openers against the Chicago Bears, Atlanta Falcons, and Cincinnati Bengals. The 23-year-old wide receiver established himself firmly as the Vikings' WR2 opposite Justin Jefferson in just his second season, but now faces a profound challenge that goes beyond on-field performance. Back in July, Addison pleaded no contest to a reduced charge connected to a DUI incident in California. While the court spared him harsher penalties by downgrading the charge to a wet, reckless misdemeanor, he was fined and placed on 12 months probation. Notably, this isn't an isolated case. The incident marked his second run-in with the law related to driving in as many years, with a previous speeding citation hitting 140 miles per hour on a Minnesota highway. Drafted 23rd overall in 2023, Addison made an immediate impact with 133 receptions, 1,786 yards, and 19 touchdowns over 2 seasons. His suspension, therefore, represents a significant tactical void early in the season, disrupting offensive continuity and team chemistry. Though barred from official games, Addison remains active in all training activities, including preseason matchups, enabling him to stay in shape and connected with teammates. The financial hit of this unpaid suspension adds pressure on Addison, accentuating the severity of his infractions. This scenario inevitably provokes debate regarding player discipline protocols and the team's support mechanisms during personal crises. For a young player still shaping his career trajectory, managing the dual demands of public scrutiny and professional expectations becomes a defining test. Beyond Addison himself, the Vikings coaching staff confronts a challenge in reshuffling the offense. Jalen Naylor is currently the frontrunner to fill the WR2 spot, with Lucky Jackson and Rondale Moore competing for WR3 duties. This internal battle reflects the broader effort to maintain offensive potency without one of its primary targets. Facing tough opponents in the early schedule, Bears, Falcons, Bengals, the absence of Addison could be keenly felt. The somber reality places immediate pressure on backups to deliver high-level performances and prove their worth when it matters most. These initial games are a crucial proving ground for the receivers next in line. Despite the negative impact, the suspension was not unexpected by Vikings leadership. Head coach Kevin O'Connell addressed the situation with a blend of realism and belief, stressing the importance of team focus and confidence in Addison's growth. O'Connell emphasized Addison's maturation process and the players' accepting of accountability amid this ordeal. According to O'Connell, Addison's character off the field remains strong. He possesses a huge heart and is well liked by teammates behind the scenes. Reports from practice and team meetings highlight continued physical and mental development, painting a picture of a young athlete gearing up for a strong return. The dynamic between coach and player is solid, with O'Connell betting that Addison will adhere to team standards moving forward. The suspension reflects more of a discipline issue beyond gameplay, as the player maintains his training regimen. This bodes well for his eventual comeback and re-engagement as a pivotal part of Minnesota's offense. The suspension coincides with a pivotal moment for the team, the debut of J.J. McCarthy, the highly touted 10th overall pick in the 2024 draft, as starting quarterback. Thus, the Vikings face a twofold test: integrating a new quarterback while compensating for the loss of a key wideout. The team's capacity to adapt and build confidence early will influence their season trajectory. From the perspective of fans and front office alike, there remains concern about whether the B wide receivers group can compensate adequately. The performances of Naylor, Jackson, and Moore are crucial to mitigating Addison's absence and sustaining offensive momentum. The coaching staff's task will be to forge effective synergy quickly under these challenging conditions. The league's stance on this suspension also sends a clear message about personal conduct and professionalism in the NFL, especially for young professionals managing newly acquired fame and scrutiny. Addison's case underscores the NFL's stringent enforcement of behavioral policies to protect team images and league integrity. Set against this backdrop, it is evident that Addison's suspension will frame the early part of the Vikings' 2025 campaign. How Minnesota manages this gap and how Addison responds personally will be key determinants in the team's pursuit of success. Amid this turbulence, the unwavering commitment of head coach Kevin O'Connor stands out. Though Addison is sidelined, O'Connell expresses firm confidence in his redemption and ongoing progression. The important takeaway is, it's been a drawn-out process. Jordan understands the standards he must uphold, the coach affirmed. The mood is a mix of rigorous expectations and nurturing support within the Vikings program. O'Connell highlights a noticeable shift in the player's demeanor, noting improvements off the field and a marked enhancement in physical preparation since joining the team. The blend of rising talent and past mistakes calls for sensitive management that protects the squad's unity and public image. Significantly, the Vikings prepared robustly for Addison's possible suspension, maintaining an intense competition in the wide receiver unit. This strategic depth building signals professionalism and foresight, hallmarks of championship-level organizations that anticipate adversity. As the season dawns, attention turns to J.J. McCarthy and his developing rapport with the receivers. The temporary loss of their WR2 demands creative offensive adjustments to maintain production against astute opposing defenses eager to exploit this opening. Meanwhile, fan anxiety persists. Addison remains a beacon of hope and potential, and his suspension fuels speculation about the Vikings' short-term viability. The team must respond not only with solid on-field performances, but also by restoring fan trust amid heightened scrutiny. The season is just beginning, and time is relentless. Pressure mounts at every practice, game, and decision as the Vikings navigate the complexities imposed by this suspension. This moment will test the balance between discipline, skill, and emotional resilience on an unprecedented scale. Only through forthcoming performances will the true ramifications unfold for Minnesota. Nevertheless, one fact is clear. Urgent lessons and transformations are necessary, not solely for Addison, but for the entire franchise, striving to cement its status among the NFL's elite. Now, we want to challenge you, Vikings fan. Does this suspension reveal resilience at the heart of the team, or expose cracks that could derail the season? Are the backup receivers truly ready to shoulder this burden, or is Addison's absence a heavy weight too difficult to bear? Don't forget to like this video to show the strength of the Vikings fan base. Leave your heartfelt opinion in the comments. We want to hear what you think about the team's immediate future. And of course, subscribe to the channel for all our exclusive analyses and breaking news on the Minnesota Vikings.